And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at house flippers, which is, the theme of the house. Buy a house, fix it up, and sell it. I don't really know that theme's in this game, but this game is from Sit Down, and if there's one thing Sit Down does well, it's make speed games. Games in which you're doing things fast. House Flippers is a game that once you start, it's real time. The whole game's real time. First person to win wins, and you're all playing furiously at the same time, changing cubes to cards and cards to cubes and cubes to cards to win, using timers. Here's how it plays. In this game, you have three big giant decks of cards that you're splitting into three piles and putting them kind of evenly here. These are vacations. This is what everybody wants, vacation. And you're trying to get these to win the game. You need to get 6 of the same one, or you need to get 3 pairs of 3, or 4 pairs of 2. And you can see, so if I got 1, 2, 3, I would need to get 3 more of this particular one, or maybe 2 more that I got 3 of. So how do you do this? Each person has one house. It's represented by this. At the beginning of the game, you flip it over and you just wait for the time to run out. Once the time runs out, you grab a gray cube. That's your rent, and then you'll flip it again. And when it runs out, you get a gray cube again. But you can use this gray cube. See down here? Both of these cost a gray cube. So this is all real time. I can take a gray cube and get this. This simply gives me a red cube. This card is the same as a red cube. So I can keep it in front of me, or I could spend it. And I'm like, ooh, I'll spend it right now. So I spend it to take this card, which is worth a brown and a red cube. And then I'm like, ooh, I want that times 2. That only costs a red cube. So I'll pay this card. I'll take a brown cube and change, because it was a brown and red. And then take this. I'll now put it underneath one of my timers. I only have one timer. So now when I flip that timer, it gives me 2 gray cubes. Once those 2 gray cubes run out, I'm like, I'll spend those to take this yellow card. And then I'm going to spend that brown cube I got earlier to take this, this one gives me 2 brown cubes. Ooh! So I'm going to spend this card now and take 1 brown cube and change to take this card here. And when I take this card, it gives me a yellow timer. Now I can just run the yellow timer, and whenever that runs out, I get a yellow cube. Why am I doing all this? I'm spending all these cards to collect more cards so that I can eventually spend 3 red cubes and 3 browns, 2 yellows and 2 reds, or 3 yellows to grab the card there at the top. By the way, when you want to take a card, you put one finger on the card and you use the other hand to pay for that card. That way there's not so much confusion as to who's buying what. First person to accomplish the victory condition, like I said, is the winner. The timers seem to be good quality. There's brown, yellow, red, and gray timers. Everyone starts with a gray timer, and then we got normal size cubes. I was a little unhappy with the art on the cards because it's all the same. Why not make the ones that are reds different than the ones that are another color? It just feels like they really cheated out on the artwork here on these cards. I mean, they're fine. They're not super high quality cards, but there's a ton of them, so I'm not as much of a problem with that. You're throwing the cards around, but I don't know. I just felt like a little bit more artwork could have helped. The game comes with a plastic insert. You can put everything in, and that's what's there. I'm a little bummed about House Flippers because it falls in a very weird category for me in that it's a game I really like, but I'm not going to give it the seal of approval. And the reason for that, and I'm even putting it in a Dice Tower library too, but the reason for that is that I believe very few people other than me are going to really enjoy it. It's a game where the fastest person wins. I'm pretty good at House Flippers. I haven't lost a game yet. Of course, I haven't played Jason or a few other fast people, but each game of it I've won, and it's fun for me. It's not as fun for everyone else. Now, this is the kind of game where there's other games with this where you flip timers and things happen when they're done. There's a lot of games like that. Notoriously, these games are very hard to stop people from cheating, not on purpose, but accidentally. Oh, you were supposed to do that. Oh, yeah, well, that was like 5 turns ago. You can't know if someone accidentally didn't pay their cubes or what have you. It's too hard because it's real time. Other people aren't going to like this because it's essentially the same thing. Pay a cube for a cube, pay a cube for a card, and get a card, and then you just keep going back and forth and doing these things and switching till you win. It's frenzy. It's fast. All right, the box, how long does it say the length of the time on here is 10 minutes? A little longer than that, maybe 15, but still, it's really fast. And a 10-minute game that's this big, but it's essentially the same thing over and over and over again, is going to be bothersome. There's also going to be people who think that getting the timer cards are ultra powerful. They are. It's nice to get one of them for sure, because having 2 timers going means I'm going twice as fast as you for the rest of the game. I still like it. I don't know what it is. I'm not always the biggest fan of real-time games, but I really enjoy moving these timers around as fast as I can, moving cubes around as fast as I can, switching things in and out. It's just entertaining to me. And so because of that, I'll gladly play this. But I really think, and I think I can see over the horizon, how many other people are going to sit there and go, yeah, not for me. And it is fairly one note. So this is a good one for me to stick in the Dice Tower library, because a convention is a great place to play this. I'm just not sure everyone else is going to want to do the same thing over and over very often. And even though I enjoy it, I'm probably not going to want to play this more than twice in a row. Boom, boom, done. All right, put it away. I'll get it out, in a few weeks or something, maybe. And so there you go. That's House Flippers. Fun idea, but just not for everyone, or even most people. Dice Tower Judgment, I really like it, but who to play with?